So I've seen and heard about this over the last few days, and it was one of my subscribers called Paul Lowe who kind of mentioned this to me yesterday. I think it was in a private message on YouTube. So I just wanted to go over this because I personally, and again, everything on this channel is my opinion unless I show you proof or evidence in either legal documents or whatever it might be. But everything else is my opinion, and I like to discuss certain things, and I like the way that the community likes to discuss things as well. But this really worries me, that rape victims must hand over mobile phones to police or risk their cases being dropped. Now, this is on the Sky News website. Now, again, I mean, all of these news websites are they're biased in one way or another, but it's the only place really where we can get information, and that's what we have to discuss. But this says here, prosecutions may not go ahead if victims do not allow police access to their messages, photos, emails and social media accounts. Rape victims are being told that they must hand over their mobile phones to police or risk prosecutions against their attackers being dropped. At least 2 complainants are planning a legal challenge against new consent forms, which asks permission to access messages, photographs, emails and social media accounts. The forms have been rolled out across the 43 forces in England and Wales after a string of rape and serious sexual assault cases collapsed when crucial evidence emerged at the last minute. Police and prosecutors say they are an attempt to fix a gap in the law, which means police cannot currently force complainants or witnesses to disclose their phones, laptops, tablets or smartwatches. But privacy campaign group Big Brother Watch branded the move akin to a digital strip search and said treating rape victims like suspects could deter people from reporting attack. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn tweeted that it was disturbing and risks letting more rapists get away with it. Rape survivor and activist Winnie M. Lee told Sky News it was wrong to take away a victim's phone at such a vulnerable time, and that analysing its contents is still not going to provide evidence on whether or not a rape was committed. Now, what I wanted to discuss about this is crime investigation or is it intelligence gathering? Now, some of you might say that that's the same thing. I say it's different. With regards to going through your phone messages, photos, emails and social media accounts, I mean, these things are personal, okay? There's lots of personal things on there that you don't want people knowing about unless you want them to know. The police can't be trusted with information. That's been shown in the past. And to literally hand over your life, which in many cases your mobile phone is your life. Without it, it's like losing a limb. And to hand that over for the police to literally strip your phone of all the information and find what they can on there. If somebody's been raped and there is evidence of that on their device, whether it's messages or whatever it might be, take a screenshot, photocopy it. Some mobile phones you can pop on top of a photocopier and it will photocopy it. But I would suggest taking a screenshot. I believe every single phone now, pretty much the new ones, can take a screenshot. So you screenshot all of your messages, you screenshot all of the pictures, everything that may be of relevance in that case can be screenshotted, saved to a file, sent to the police, and they've got everything then without you losing your privacy or your lifeline, as your mobile phone most likely is. It says that they risk prosecutions against their attackers being dropped. I just don't see how that can be anything apart from a threat. To me, that is a threat. It's not advice. It's pure and simple. If you don't give us your mobile phone, then you're the person who raped you or sexually assaulted you is going to get away with it. How is that going to build confidence in the police? I mean, before we had mobile phones, were people not being convicted of rape? Before we had emails, were people not being convicted of rape? Before we had social media, were people not being convicted of rape? Of course they were. Of course they were. So why now do they feel it's right to have to take a victim's personal property, mobile phone, and examine every part of their life? If there is something there that is relevant, all the police need to do is, when they sit down and speak to the victim, is say, listen, if you have any pictures, make them aware of what you need. Don't take their phone. Make the victims aware of what you need to build a case. Do you have any emails? Can you forward the emails to her? Can you print the emails off? photograph? Do you have any pictures that show this person, or that show, you know, the incident or whatever it might be? Do you know, have they messaged you on social media? Can you screenshot the messages for us? Tell the victim what you need and they'll get it for you. Don't deprive them of their mobile phone so you can comb through their life. At the end of the day, the police, in my opinion, are simply intelligence gatherers, and that is proven if you do a subject access request. If you do a subject access request, you see some of the things that are in there. It is unbelievable, the types of things that they put, even the silliest things they put in there. Now, my subject access request deadline is in 4 days, so I should have all of my information from my arrest in February. So that I'm going to go through, and I'm going to be talking about that at some point in the next week or so. But this is just absolutely ridiculous. Police and prosecutors say they are an attempt to fix a gap in the law, which means police cannot currently force complainants or witnesses to disclose their phones, laptops, tablets and smartwatches. Why should you force them to? It's not their fault that somebody decided to not stop when they said no. I mean, I understand that there are people out there who lie about rape. I understand that. But again, it's about evidence. If you said to the complainant, show me your photos that would indicate this, that and the other. Show me any emails. Show me any text messages. Show me any social media contacts that you've had. If they can provide it, then you have your evidence. If they can't provide it, then they haven't got it, which means you don't need their bloody phone, does it? Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. I just don't understand what this world is coming to. And the worst thing is, if we allow the police to enforce this and say, if you don't give us your mobile phone, we won't investigate the crime. It's not about it being a rape. Let me make that clear. It's not about it being a rape or a sexual assault. This is a crime. So if we allow the police to say that if you don't give us permission to your messages, photographs, emails and social media accounts, then your crime can't be investigated. That opens the door for them to do that with nearly every crime that they can think of, to take your device off you as a victim. And let's put it, let's have it right here. If they find something on your phone that they don't like, even if you've been raped or sexually assaulted, do you think that they're just going to ignore that? If there's something on there that they don't like, if you've said something horrible to somebody, if you've got some pictures on there that that maybe you shouldn't have, and I'm not talking about, animals or children here, but if there's something on your phone that, maybe you've got a particular kink, I don't know, do you know what I mean? But the police aren't going to overlook it, and they don't care if you're a victim or not. They will turn you into a suspect, and they will turn you into an offender rather than a victim. I don't like the idea of this. I understand that we need to have ways to be able to help rape victims and sexual assault victims, as we do with every other crime, but is taking their phone off them, taking their lifeline off them, digging into their life, is that the right thing to do? I really don't think it is. Love to hear your opinions, as always. Let me know in the comments. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.